DGIF, boys. Today is Friday, January 16th, 2026, and we're live for yet another edition of this wonderful, amazing, and world sensation. That's correct. We are a world sensation live stream. And Matthew is already in the chat room. He was there an hour ago saying 1 hour to go, boys. Well, Matthew, the time is now. The time is here. And I started this stream. When I started, I chose the option that said ultra low latency. So because of that, you should have ultra low latency, but right now I'm showing zero viewers. So that's maybe that's what ultra low, maybe instead of ultra low latency, it actually means ultra low viewership. And then Matthew says, yeah, ultra low. Let's do a little test. I'm going to say a number, and it's going to be one number. Actually, I'm going to say the number 1. And then when you're ready, and then when I say the number, you press the number. Are we ready, Matthew? Okay, ready? 2. Still waiting. No, you messed up. All right. I had to surprise you to make sure you weren't messing with me. Okay, we're going to try it again. Okay, you ready? I'm going to say a number, and then you punch it in. You ready? 5. There we go. So about 6 or 7 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad. I think we can live with that. 6 or 7 seconds. Okay, so I installed Visual Studio 2026, and I restarted it, and that fixed the search problem, like the find all problem. It was just sitting there. I actually let it sit there. I went to take a nap. I came back, and it was still doing its thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to restart Visual Studio, and I did that, and boom. I also tried doing a build. And I was getting some errors basically about linking to the assert command. Now, it was my understanding that the assert command would basically do nothing in release builds. But I guess I'm not quite understanding what the purpose of the assert, okay. So here's what I thought the assert command would do, right? So I figured somewhere in the C# libraries, you had something. Now I'm going to do some pseudocode. This is not production code that I'm getting ready to type, okay? This is just pseudocode to express the idea. Now I figured there was something in the, I don't know. I am a C# library. Okay. And then somewhere you had like if def debug. Okay, and then you might have an else, I don't know, I'm just going to do an else, okay? And then you would have something like a good song for the intro. Thanks. I figured that you might have something like this, right? You might have something like void. Actually, I guess you would need a namespace or a class. Let's just call it a class assert, okay? And then maybe it would actually, I guess forget it. Let's just do it like this. We're just going, well, here's how we're going to do it. Okay. Just pretend that this again, this is pseudocode. I'm already getting like trapped into trying to make a compilable code. Okay. Let's do this is not null function, right? I figured you would have something like this, right? You would have bool is not null, and then I don't know with basically that for debug mode. And then for anything that's not debug mode or for release mode, you would just have this, okay? And obviously I know there's better ways to do this, and there probably is more to is not null than just that. But again, this is just to express the idea. So I thought that you would have something like this, where basically the assert functions, they only did something in debug mode, and then in release mode or non-debug mode, whatever the case may be, but in release mode, they did nothing, okay? That's what I thought the assert commands were. And then that way I could do this, and so when I was running the program in the editor, what would happen is I would trigger on these asserts and be like, oh, okay, so I need to fix, like, because asserts asserts aren't exceptions. Like in my mind, I separate asserts, and asserts are things that should crash the program, where exceptions are things that the program, it might shut down, but it should be able to shut down gracefully. That's where I kind of make the distinction between an assert and an exception. And so so I was putting asserts all over the place, like thinking that this is like the pattern that the asserts kind of followed. And when I went to go do a build, I got this error, and I'm like, okay, well, first I was like, okay, what did Matthew break, right? Even though Matthew hasn't done a PR in ages, I was blaming it on Matthew to begin with. And then I was like, okay, Matthew hasn't done a PR in ages, so I can't blame it on him. So what did Will Tyler break? And so I couldn't blame it on Will Tyler either. So I traced it down to pistol entry. I believe it says line 123. Line 123 is where the linker was having an issue. Okay, so I go down to line 123, and it's this assert command. Now, I have a feeling, well, let's just test this out. If I comment it out, am I going to get a similar issue just a couple lines down or in another file? Let's see. I have a feeling I will, but basically what I'm guessing is whatever assembly, because it's a linking error. So I'm guessing that whatever assembly assert is defined in is rightfully not being included. Let me back up. Whatever assembly the assert is defined in is not being included in the build. And so I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now that I'm like thinking about, well, actually I'm thinking about this as I'm talking, because like, okay, I could understand maybe there having to be, no, you could do it all in one assembly, because then the assembly itself could have, well, no, you would have to do two different assemblies. If it's done with compiler, if it's done with predefinitions or compiler definitions, then it has to be done with, then it would have to be two different assemblies, right? Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is that it's not working the way I wanted it to work. And I want to know why. And I'm blaming Matthew until I can find a better reason. Okay, let's just click build and see what happens. Okay, so here we go. St. Aveline build, which is a new, I even tried okay. Because you are not a member of this project. What? What do you mean I'm not a member of this project? What are you talking about? I'm not a member of this project. Because you are not a member of this project, no, because you are not a member, okay, this is bad English. Because you are not a member of this project, this build will not access Unity services. Do you want to continue? What do you mean? Wait, don't bother with the build profile now. Are you signed into Unity here? Maybe I'm not. How do I check that? Let me see. How do I check if I'm assigned into Unity or not? Okay, I don't think it needs to reach out for Unity services right now, so let's just power through. Top left, I see you're assigned in Z. Okay, so yeah, so Unity's broken. Maybe I need my biggest mistake was upgrading Visual Studio. That was my biggest mistake. Okay, so let's see. So we got an error, and we failed pretty quickly. Okay, so pistol entity shoot. So yeah, so exactly what I thought. Now instead of on line 123, we're getting the arrow 125, which makes sense if this was like if the comment was stripped out of what actually got compiled. I guess maybe, because this is 125. Okay, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let's try again. We're going to try again. All right, let's come over here. Contain your asserts in it. No. The whole point of the assert is not have. I would sooner just rip the asserts out than wrap them in an if-def, because the whole point of them is not having to do the if-def. right? So I would just, I'd sooner just rip them out, and that's what I'm leaning towards. All right, come on. Okay, well, this is definitely building. This is definitely moving along more, but there are a certain other part of the code that I would expect to trip. Or a check. Okay, so let's see. So this broke. I'm guessing this. Okay, base NPC 156. I'm guessing that is also another assert. $156. And it is. All right. So, okay. So we kind of know what the issue is, right? We kind of know what's going on here. Just don't know how to fix it. So let's since Chat Matthew is of no help, let's ask ChatGPT. Okay. All right, let's see. Is this the one for the project? Maybe? Or is this work? What is this? All right, I'm going to do this off screen because it was funny. I saw this reel that was it was a guy in a car, and obviously like there's a girl sitting next to him, and she's like, "Babe, can I see your WhatsApp?" And he hands her the phone. And then it's like, "Babe, can I see your text messages?" And he hands her the phone. "Babe, can I see your Instagram DMs?" And he hands her the phone. And then it's like, "Babe, can I see your ChatGPT conversations?" And he throws the phone out the window. So it's like, okay, I was like, you know what? I get that. Like, I can relate to that. Okay, St. Abilene. Okay, so we come over here. So Matthew is saying, you can double click the error message to take you there instead of searching. No, you can't. Not with these. You can't. Unless you can click down here, which you cannot. So no, you cannot. Okay. Now if I type bad code, like if I do this, right? And then if I do this and then I go over to the edit and then I go over to the console, then there I can. Yeah, but in the builds, no. In the build errors, no. At least not that I have seen. Oh, not for build errors. Fair. Yes. Stay in your lane, English boy. Stay in your lane. All right, so I guess nobody else is showing up. I guess it's just a lonely me and Matthew tonight since it's Friday. I thought for sure Not Sure would be here, but no, I'm never sure when you can count on Not Sure. All right, let me see. I almost canceled tonight, so I was like, I've done it I have streamed. This is probably like my 10th or 11th day in a row streaming. So I'm like, I need a break. I need a break from you people. But it's just Matthew tonight. It's intimate. Not that kind of intimate, you perverts, but it's intimate. Why is this not working? Give me a second. I'm trying to get the music so that it'll just automatically loop, but there we go. No. Why can I not get this playlist to just... Okay, whatever. One problem at a time. Okay. In my Unity project, I'm using the assert namespace functions like assert is not null, as though the function only has a body in non-debug builds or not in release builds. I don't know in C#, but in C++, there's various types. Well, I would say that there's various types of, there's an infinite number of build types, right? Because you can have all types of build types, build configurations, I should say. But for the most popular C++ tools, you have debug, you have release with debug symbols. You have release minimum, which is like the smallest release build there is. And then I think there's like one or two more that I'm forgetting. I assume there's some similar pattern in C#, but I really don't know. Okay. As though function only has body and none okay. However, when I try to compile, or when I try to build my project into a .exe, I get the following build errors. All right, well, okay, so I got to build in order to get that error back. Or, let me see. Ooh, I got to pee. I'm going to have to get up and pee in a minute. But I got my dog on my lap. And I'm talking kind of loud, and he does not seem to care. He's just chilling. Not sure never arrives. He doesn't. He has forsaken us. He has moved on to greener pastures. He no longer loves us. Okay, so build completed, failed in 12 seconds. Okay, let me just copy this. When I look at the file and line number in question, or let's see, the build is failing on a call to assert. I'm guessing because I'm not linking to the assembly. Help. I like telling AI help, HALP, like help. All right. AI is still thinking. I think it's going to be the assembly definition file. Okay, yeah, the error is exactly what it looks like. Your player build is pulling in the in-unit framework from the runtime code and is not available. What to do instead? Stop using in-unit framework assert in runtime scripts. Okay, Unity engine assertion assert calls are conditionally included. Okay, so basically, if you want compile out behavior, use Unity assertions explicitly. Unity already uses Unity assertions, but if you want your own zero-cost wrapper and keep your code base consistent, do this. What? Then, game assert is not null. If you no, I don't want in units. Okay, but wait a minute. AI is confusing me. Stop using in-unit framework assert. Unity's Unity engine assertions assert calls are conditionally included based on Unity assertions. So there's a different. Okay, so okay. Wait a minute. I think I understand. Let me look at the code here. So I'm pretty sure there are places where I'm including in unit. Let me look at that. No wrappers. Oh no, just use assert from Unity engine instead of in unit. Okay. So, okay. Reference include, it's including the in unit. Okay. It's private false. I kind of don't want that though, right? Like, I don't want that. Okay, so maybe if I remove all the references to in unit, I know I'm gonna have to go back and change. Well, I'm gonna have. Okay. Calm down for a second. Just stop for a second. Just stop. Okay. So if I understand, now I know that. Wait, the first one. I have a feeling that some of the asserts are still using in unit, right? Especially since it's still included. And now, okay, is it going to be over here? No, not in assets. In dependencies, assemblies. Now, what if I just do this? Am I going to be breaking anything? Probably, but that's okay. Remove. Okay. All right. Assemblies. In unit. Remove. But won't I need... I'll need in unit for unit tests, but these aren't unit tests, so we're not there right now. So I can conditionally include... Now, I don't know why, like when I upgraded Visual Studio, these two things appeared. The splines modeling runtime. I don't know why they appeared, but I'm going to remove in unit. Well, before I remove it from those, okay, I'm building there. Let's see if I can build. Why does this guy at work always want to talk when I first start when I start the stream, he always wants to talk. Like literally 2 nights in a row now, like, hey, can you give me a shout? Like, give me a call. Hey, can I hit you up? Like, literally. Ah! And this is about the trip in Italy. But wait, oh, there he is calling. Is he wanting to talk about work? Yes, but it is 4:30 on a Friday when I said I was leaving at 2 o'clock. So I'll call him after the stream. JP, if by some miracle you're listening, I love you, brother, but I'm going to call you at 6 o'clock, my time. I mean, for all he knows, like I'm making sweet, sweet love to my wife. Like that's for all he knows. And so that's going to have me busy for the next 2 hours. I couldn't even hold that laughter in. All right, but wait a minute. There might be an email. So no. I got to be careful what I talk about work. So no. But I did talk about how I like there's some. I don't think I talked about like exactly what is going on with the Italy trip, but there might be. Okay, so I don't see anything here. Let me see if my work friend sent me a message on Teams. It's literally easier to check on my phone than it is to check on this computer. Also, if I check on my phone, there isn't the I don't run the risk of cross-contamination or accidentally like showing something from work on here. Besides, this is a personal computer and I'm not supposed to do work on my personal computer because I would never do that because that is against company policy and that is bad. And you should not do that even though your personal machine doesn't have any of the corporate bullshit that your work laptop has and it's like 10 times faster. You should never, ever, ever do corporate work on your personal laptop. Never. Or personal PC. I use my personal to remote onto the work laptop. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Matthew. I know nothing about those types of things. I don't know. Okay, so here's the build. So this actually seems to be working out pretty well. So it seems like that was the problem. I just needed to use the Unity assertions instead of in units. So I'm just going to wait for that to finish, and then I'll check that code in. I don't know what this is. Performance test run info. What are these files? Do I need them? Okay. Well, okay. Why is that? Okay. Maybe it's taken forever because I'm building and that's taken up some resources. Wow. Even Will Tyler's not here. I'm surprised. No Will Tyler. No Not Sure. No Oculision. No Where's Kirby been? I haven't seen Kirby in a while. Have they turned the internet back on in Iran? I haven't seen the news about that lately. News. All right. Oh, did Trump actually get the Nobel Peace Prize? Did he? Wait. Machado presents Trump with her Nobel Peace. Okay. So wait. Somebody. Oh, Okay, so this was the woman, and this was the hot female Venezuelan politician that gave, and then I guess she gave her. She gave. Oh my God! Wait a minute. Okay. Stop. I guess. Okay. The game was literally running over here. It was running on my on the. Okay. It sounds like the Italy trip is on. Okay, excellent. This old Italian gangster guy I work with, and I'm being 100% serious. He is like an old Italian gangster. He's awesome. I love this guy. It looks like he pulled through. Okay, so let's see. Space Nomads is now on 6.4 beta. It broke volumetric lighting. Oh, okay. Wait, the way I get to that way I get to use my keyboard and mouse. The work laptops, so the Windows work laptops that they gave us, they are ridiculous. They are these Dell laptops. Spec-wise, they're fine, except I think that they're probably more for like a CAD developer or something, because the keyboard and the mouse is purposely off center in order to make way for a number pad. And so it is the most ridiculous thing in the world. The keyboard is off center, the mouse is off center. It's fucking terrible. Let me see. All right, I just texted him. Okay, let's see if I can run this on the screen here. All right, so wait. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Why is it running? Okay. Why is it running? Okay, I got to do it over here, and then I got to put it. There we go. Okay, press to start. Where's the music? Wait a minute. Let me pause. Okay, there's the music. The music's quiet. Okay, I press play. It doesn't feel very smooth. No, it doesn't feel smooth at all. They're looking at me, but they're not attacking. Oh, wait, no, they weren't looking at me. Okay, wait a minute. See, I can't do a headshot. There should be something about a headshot. God damn it. I lost. Okay. Yeah, it's looks like I'll be fixing performance when I clone your repo. Yeah, please do. Yeah, it looks so I have to admit that maybe I prejudged Will Tyler. I'm glad he's not here, because then he can't be like, I told you so. But the game did crash. Actually, this would be a good test. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. How do I want to do this? Where is it? Is it under here? Did they move it? All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna have to find this. You can run performance tools independent. Okay, performance profiler. That's what I wanted. And then you can attach it to a process. Attached to a running Windows. No, attached to a running process. Yeah. No. I'll let Matthew take a stab at it first. Yeah, no, that was pretty laggy. But I also kind of have a shitty graphics card too. I don't have a great graphics card. Or maybe the problem is I'm trying to do too much with my first game. Have you ever considered that? I've considered that. Yeah, no, that's pretty bad performance. Though it's not terrible here. It's not terrible like this. It might be a graphics card thing. It might be a graphics card thing. But the other thing I want to look at is if we go over here in the task manager, let's look at the RAM. Let's see if like the RAM is creeping up. Unity Profiler gives you all insights you need, but yeah, let me take a look at this weekend. It's going to be the graphics. I think it might be the graphics. So wait, okay, so look, okay, the RAM is creeping up.